Well, hello everyone. It is Tuesday, May 12th. Welcome. Oh my gosh. I feel like it's been ages since we met, and it really hasn't been. It's just, I think that so much has happened. CEO retreat and the whirlwind of travel, which happened before, but I want to welcome everyone, and I would love for everyone to share their victories from the week. And I know probably we'll let Christine go last, because if she goes first, no one else will want to share. Oh. You know what? I'll kick it off. So we did a text blast, which I would love for us, before we end this call tonight, for all of us to agree when we want to meet up and do that. And the text blast was at our CEO retreat. We basically had 40 minutes to see how many appointments we could set. And I got 7 people to agree to talk this week. And there were teams of, I think, 4 people. And the most, my husband was on that team. And their team booked, I think, something like over 51 appointments in a 40-minute period. So these things work, truly. And it was literally texting. Paul Dewitt was one that agreed to chat. You know, texting, hey, do you have any time to get together next week? Chat next week. What day's a good time for me to call you next week? Just little things like that. And that was a ton of fun, I have to say. Just going, and I just went through my texts and who haven't I reached out to in a long time? And so doing it through your text messages, your contact list, going through your Facebook page, it's pretty powerful. Who just joined us who's not on video? Oh, I guess Jackie's not on video, and I think Lauren Raymond is trying to dial in. All right, so who'd like to go next?
I rank advanced to director. Manager, sorry, not director. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh, that's good. That's what's on the board for next time.
But I'm halfway to director, so yay.
You are, and you developed a new consultant this week.
Yes, and she has been trying so hard. I'm so proud of her.
You know what? And it's such a great example, I think, Chelsea, that you're so persistent. And sometimes when we hear about all these rock star stories and people who are just doing it so fast and building quickly and all of that, it can be very demotivating. But I'm so proud of you, because you just keep going, keep plugging away. You see the long-term vision, and I think it's fantastic, and I really commend you. So way to go. Your team is growing.
I haven't slept in like a week.
That's fantastic. All right. Who's next?
I'll go. It was a pretty amazing week. I have a brand new consultant, so that was awesome. And I am still 2 away from Crystal Executive, so that's pretty exciting. Yesterday, I want to thank Stephanie. We had an amazing call with one of my consultants who has some very deep relationships with some very top elite athletes in the NFL world. So we're working with her to try to expand that conversation, and so it's been a very good week, and I think I'm probably going to be taking a couple of weeks off. And if you take those couple of weeks off, I'm really going to be focusing on just completing the circle.
Well, well deserved. Thank you. That was a great call. And somebody has a fair bit of background noise, so if you're not sharing, maybe just mute yourselves if you have somebody, I don't know if it's dishes or something happening. Awesome. Who will go next?
I can.
All right.
So I didn't enroll anybody, but I
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I really can't hear you. Can everyone else just mute and we'll get a nice clear line? Still hear it.
I don't know where that's coming from. It's not here. It's just quiet.
Oh, there seems to be gone. All right, Jackie, go ahead and speak nice and loud so we can hear you.
Okay. I had two good, I had one of somebody who enrolled who did her first cleanse, and she's doing really, really well, but I'm trying to, I find that's where I'm stuck. She is a fabulous, I don't know what the word is. She's very outgoing, and she's got a lot of networking where she works, and her friends and colleagues and family. And so I'm going to help Gina. And I think we're talking about Elaine there, that we just need to maybe do a 3-way with you next week. But I had one of my patients' wife just all of a sudden said to me, "What do? You look so great." And then tonight she called me, she says, "I want some of that too." And I said, "Some of what?" She goes, "I want all that nutrition that you're getting." And I'm like, I did it. I really did it. Yes. So I was really proud of myself. So I've just got to get her enrolled. She was off to some meeting, and we said we would do it tomorrow.
That's fantastic. And you bring up a great point, Jackie, with people who are doing well on the program. And we've talked about this on other training calls. The best time to call someone and connect with them is after their 2 deep cleanse days, after they've had their shake or their shaken meal, but definitely that 3rd day. It's usually, if people do the program properly, magic happens on day 5 about. So 2 shake days, 2 cleanse days, if they're doing it that way, and then that following shake and meal day. And that is the time to really ask them when they're going, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe how great I feel," if they have those results. Then that is the time to say, congratulate them and well done. And then who else do you know who deserves to feel this amazing? And let them answer. Who do you really care about? And if they're not coming up with names right away, if you haven't had the 1, 2, 3 question with them, that's the perfect time to also have it. Say, so now what's going to happen is either you're going to just keep feeling so much better that you're going to want to shout it from the rooftops, and we'll help you how to do that. And the other thing is, people are going to start asking you, what are you doing? Your skin is glowing, your energy's great. And what we'd like you to tell them is that you're working with a great coach and on a new nutritional program, and see if they want some information. We don't want people just saying, "Yeah, I'm doing isogenics," because guess what? Google. That's where people go. So that's a great point. As people are starting to feel better, we can't assume they know what to do. We can't assume they know that they're supposed to refer people. So that magic question, or you 1, a 2, or a 3, is so powerful. And then we support them. If they're a 1, then great. If somebody asks, I'd love for you to refer them to me, and I'd be happy to share information with them. And, no pressure, just to see if it's a good fit. And Gina's really brilliant at that. So I think you can do some of those calls together. And yes, she is. Yes, she is. Awesome. That's great. Love it.
Thank you.
All right. Who's next?
I'll go. So one of my new people, Lily, that Sherry, that's halfway to consultant, she's on day 6, and she's I connected with Sherry yesterday. She's down almost 15 inches in 6 days.
Holy.
Yeah. 6 pounds and 15 3/4 inches in her first 6 days.
Fantastic. So again, guiding them on what to say when people start asking, and reminding people, please don't put isogenics on Facebook. The other thing, and this is something you guys, I can post it into the business group. Thank you for reminding me with your share, Lauren. James, remember we used to send the welcome, the asking for support email? And I think that was something that was so powerful. This was before Facebook and everything. And I think we collectively could tweak that into some really great Facebook posts, or ask people to start a little group chat, with some of their close friends, and use some of that verbiage, because it was powerful. It's like, here's what I'm up to. Will you be on my success team? I want to release weight. Here's why. And, you know, if a pint of Haagen-Dazs is calling me, can I call you? And everyone started to get support and questions. And James, do you want to share maybe what happened when you sent your email out 9 years ago?
Now, the other piece of that email was, is it okay if I share my results with you as I go along?
Yes, thank you.
The first time I sent out results, I had 6 people whose hands popped up saying, yeah, I'm curious as to what you're doing. And I was heading out of the country in a few days, so we met for tea. 5 of them signed up with President's Packs, and then Stephanie did her magic. And I went away for a few weeks and came back to a whole bunch of checks, and I'd won some contest. I had a full house air ionizer sitting on my doorstep, and the product was completely paid for. And yeah, so that's how I started. But, you know, it all came from the willingness to ask for support to people and get them involved in what I was up to. And as soon as people saw my first results, it was like, okay, I want to know what you're up to. And then figure out a way to have a one-on-one or a small group meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were so willing to do that. And I'll tell you something, there are people, when they're resistant to sharing what they're up to, the conversation I have with them is, you know what, you're keeping one foot in the door of failure. You're keeping that door to failing open because you don't believe in the program or you don't believe in yourself. And just pour that belief into them. Say, you know the program works. You've seen my results. You've looked at the videos. So now we're going to make sure that it works for you. So have the confidence to do that. And I really believe that in putting it out there, and this is what I tell them, in putting it out there and putting it in writing, you're going to get so much support both from your friends and just from energetically because you've declared what you're up to. So I'll post that. Actually, it's in Sugar Sick, but I'll put it in there. And I think we can play around and in comments maybe make some tweaks. And I know that some of these teams that are growing really, really fast, they're having their people share all over Facebook that they're doing it. Whether it's the Zach and Eben Slobin method or some other way, they're trumpeting it all over Facebook that they're up to doing stuff, and they're showing before and after pictures, and they're exploding that way. So yeah, that's great. All right. Who joined us via phone? Is that Penny?
I was on mute. It's me. Hello.
Hi. All right.
I've got it on mute.
All right. We're just sharing victories. So, Christine, you want to go next?
Okay. I've had a great Mother's Day gift. I had 6 people join the team yesterday on Monday and 1 more today that I haven't had time to enroll. So the team is growing. 2 personally enrolled, 4 downline, and 1 more personally enrolled will be done tonight or between tonight and tomorrow. So it's been a good week, and all I have to do now is to maintain them. I'm like Gina and I, we have a secret race here, and I hope we both make it the same day at the same time. We need 2 more consultants. So, and then we'll make it to executive, but, and also maintaining them. I have to find a formula there to, keep them there, hanging in there. Some people just slide off by two small little BBs, whatever, but we have to keep them there until we get there.
Well, and you know what? You and I talked about this just before the call, Christine, and that's a very great point you brought up. And congratulations on a phenomenal Monday and start.
Thank you.
Setting the expectation for people if they do want to participate in the compensation structure. What does that look like? And I think someone who seriously wants to build a business or a residual income, then setting the expectation that 5 to 10 enrollments a month is what's required. And if they want to be very part-time, then I would say 2 enrollments a month, because at 2 enrollments a month, they're always going to, at the very least, maintain their consultant status. And once they've enrolled 2, that's the best time to get them to enroll the next 2, because they've done it, it's easy, and we can't just stop there. We can't let people stop there.
I've got a couple of people there that are halfway to consultants, and But I try to tell them the urgency, you know, you have until next Sunday to find that second one, help you pay for the products. But some people, it doesn't click, but slowly but surely they'll come around.
And you know, if you remember, by the way, Christine, can you make a note that we talk about Sasha's? I don't know if they did push that enrollment back that first week. If you remember, we had that issue. Can you? I just remembered that. I hadn't checked into it. Anyway, that I think for when we said it specifically, like, do you want to turn that $80 into $370, or that $25 into $150? Then it's like, whoa, that's.
I know. I've said it, but somehow they're not getting the urgency. But it's okay. I'm just willing to find new people, and they're out there, and I can find them, and I can talk them into it, and then. And it's been working this week, so I hope it's a good week. If I continue this flow, it would be a great week.
Right. All right. Well, I'm going to be touching base with each of you to talk a little bit. Oh, does anyone else have a share?
Yeah, I'll share. I had a great reminder about events yesterday. I signed up a new person in Saskatchewan, and she was very adamant that she only wanted to just do a cleanse and see how it went. And then she signed somebody brand new up all by herself. And then she phoned me and said, or sent me an email saying, oh yeah, and these events in Saskatchewan, would they be like a good thing to go to? Because they're doing the Cross Canada tour. And you know what? It was a really good reminder whenever I sign somebody up to look and see what event is local and let them know right away. Because who knows? Who knows who will go to an event? And I do know events work. So I was a little embarrassed that somebody had to ask me if it was a good thing to go to rather than me recommending it. But of course, once she asked, I did recommend it. But anyway, that was just a good reminder about events.
Is she there tonight, James?
I don't know. I don't know. I said both would be good, and she travels back and forth between the two cities in Saskatchewan where they're running them. So I don't know if she was going to go to both or pick one. But anyway, hopefully I'll hear from her.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I would have had Jenny try to meet up with her or something. Okay, great. Awesome.
I'll find out. If she didn't go to the one tonight, then the next one I think is in 4 or 5 days. So.
In Saskatchewan?
Yeah, they're doing Saskatoon and Regina.
Ah, okay. Fabulous. All right.
And yay!
Okay, anyone else? Okay, well then we'll get into the goods. So I'm going to be talking to Mac Larson this week a little more about numbers that he went over some very interesting numbers as to what it takes to get to the billion and beyond and to get to on the trip. And I know it's probably very easy to check out at this point, but he showed us several businesses last year who didn't even start until about 6 months before the qualification period ended and still were able to make it. And there's a formula that he went through that I really want a little more clarification on because it was going very fast and furious. So then I'm going to be talking to each of you about your ratios and really in growing a true, sustainable, deep, and thriving business. There is a ratio of how many new members developing into how many new consultants, developing into how many new managers, and developing to how many new executives. And I know that, and I'm going to be just honest and transparent right here, that is definitely an area that I personally can do a much better job in, and I think we as a team can do a much better job in. And I can't wait to see what those numbers look like for me when we go over it. But for example, JJ Burden joined halfway through the year in qualifying for Paris last year. He enrolled an average of 9.8 new associates per month. From that, he developed 20 consultants, 6 managers, and 1 executive. That's personally enrolled. And that qualified him to go on that trip in 6 months. So you know, when you look at it in that perspective, it feels so much more doable. Tracy O'Malley, she averaged 5 new members a month. But from those 5 new members a month, she developed 17 new consultants, 7 personally enrolled managers, and 4 personally enrolled executives. So really, it's in the developing and rank advancing the team where the massive growth happens. And that was a big, big eye-opener. So, and he said 100% of your ability to lead your team and advance your business comes from your personally enrolled people. So you can go back into your back office and count how many enrollments for those of you who've been in a year, how many new enrollments, and divide it by 12. And if you've been in less than a year, how many new enrollments, and divide it by the number of months. So I think that's some very interesting. Here's another one: 10 consultants, 7 crystal managers, 5 crystal directors, and 5 crystal executives. That team qualified to go. And it was all about really using duplicatable systems, leading people. You know, not a lot of people sometimes ask, well, how do I get people on a 3-way call, or how do I do this, or how do I add them, you know, to the group, and it's really as simple as saying, here's what we're going to do next, and here's what's going to happen next, and next we're going to do this. And it's people need to be led, even as far back as Mary Kay Ash said, people need to be led, and they need to see certainty and leadership. And then your new people that you want, if you want to rank advance people, we have to teach them the 8 skills. And we can do a training for this. We can do like our spring training again that we did a couple of years ago, which was phenomenal. And it's teaching people how to get someone to look at information, how to share their compliance story, how to present the opportunity, how to handle objections, how to enroll an associate, how to launch an associate, how to develop consultants, and then consultants to crystal managers, crystal directors, and crystal executives. And we can't assume when somebody enrolls just because they have a great experience and share with a couple of friends that they have these 8 skills. The 8 skills are something we can teach people. So we're going to work on that, and I'm going to be setting up individual calls to see where everybody basically wants to go and what you're willing to get there, because I want to go for Paris. I don't know who else does. Maybe you don't, but maybe you want to go executive before celebration. Maybe you want to reach 1-star golden circle, 2-star, whatever it is. Let's make a plan and get it done. All right, so having said that, one of the other ways to get there is getting points in Millionaire in Action. And Lauren, I'm really excited to hear a little bit more about that.
Okay, so first off, before I start, at the end, I will tell everybody where to get this information, so you don't have to run crazy. They're just sheets. But I want to talk about what it is and ultimately how you qualify for it. So, Millionaire in Action. There's a few ways to do it, but what it is it is a way to get recognized for building and growing your business very quickly. It is actually a point system, and it is one of the ways to get to Maui next year for our lovely Maui. So there's multiple ways to do it. It's a formula. Ultimately, that's what it is. And there's one, to qualify for it, you have to be an executive. That's number one. And you have to maintain executive rank 2 weeks of every month. 4 levels of personally enrolled teams. You have to go down 4 levels deep. You have to, you get points for increased cycle growth. You get points for personal enrollments. You get points for personally sponsored rank advancements, and whether they're managers, whether they go to consultant, manager, director, executive, onwards, there's points for each level. And then the number of weeks active as an executive. And that, they're all multiplied, those 5 variables are multiplied to get a total point system. And the top 15 in the company automatically get an invite to Maui. Now, I have to preface this. 4 of the 15 are millionaires already, so there's technically only 11. Okay? The maximum point value you can get for a personally enrolled team is 500. The personal cycle growth is a formula that Chelsea's actually, it's connected to what Chelsea's going to talk about, so which is the personal cycle growth, and that's in your back office. Personal enrollments, for every personal enrollment you do, you get a point. For every rank advance that they do, you get 1 point for a consultant, 2 for a manager or a crystal manager, 3 for a director, crystal director, 4 for executive, and higher. And then the number of weeks active as an executive in the formula. So where you can find this, oh, actually it runs until, I can't remember the date. The dates that I have is it runs from July 1st, 2014 till June 30th, 2015. And I don't want to assume, Stephanie, they're going to extend that, but that's the latest date that I found in back office or ISA FYI. If you want to see the information, one is in your back office. If you go into your back office, into recognition, and click on Millionaire in Action, there's a link that will bring up, and you can actually see the formula. And then in ISA FYI, it's very limited information, but it gives you the 4 key points on the recognition of it. If you go into ISA FYI, go into recognition, down the right-hand side, it says Millionaire in Action, and you just click on that, and then it'll give you details. The one in your back office has much more information than the one in ISA FYI, for sure. So that's Millionaire in Action in a nutshell. Questions? Comments?
Well, it just certainly shows the importance, again, of going executive, which is necessary for all of the, the bonuses, etc., which count towards the income growth to go on this trip. So what counts towards that is PIB, cycles, cycle earnings, matching bonuses, which you'll start getting at executive, and any bonus, rank advancement bonuses count as well, etc. So as a team, we're leaving so much money on the table, guys, even the holiday bonus pool. And if any of you want to know how much money you're leaving on the holiday bonus pool, let me know, because I get a report that tells me that. So it's kind of shocking how much money is being left on the table, thousands of dollars. So I think it's important that we just set that goal, map it out. I don't know, how many of you have your crystal map filled out and hung up somewhere where you can see it? Anyone here?
I did mine this week for you.
I did. We didn't have all these fancy things to fill out way back when I started, but I wrote it out. I just wrote 2 columns of people who I wanted to be my consultants, who I hoped would be my consultants, and I think I had to go through about 18 names to finally get the 10 consultants. And then once you get to executive, you have to be paid as, stayed as, guys. You can see why it's so important. And that matching bonus, as your team grows, the income on that, there are people in Isogenics who make more from their executive matching bonus than they do from their cycles. So executive is the place to be. No excuses. Any questions? Thank you so much, Lauren. That was very clearly stated and very well presented. Thank you. I understood it. Any questions, anyone? Okay, everyone might be muted. All right, but I don't see any totally puzzled faces. So now we're going to get into something that is even a little more complex. And huge kudos to Chelsea, because she's really stepping out of her comfort zone to dig down into this. And it isn't easy to understand. So I have to say big cheers that you're stepping up. And if you stumble, or she was worried if she stumbles, we're all here to work through it with you. So I think it's awesome that you volunteered. Well, I kind of voluntold you a little bit, but you said yes.
I needed it, so.
All right.
So when I was looking into it, I felt like I was going to go cross-eyed. Steph got a few like SOS messages. So I'm going to tell you first where you can find the details. And I have a few visuals because I'm a visual person.
Excellent.
So to find the details, you go into your back office and you will click on the Contests and Promotions tab. And there's an Executive Leadership Pool banner. If you click on the 2-star plus pool, that's where you'll see the calculations for your benchmark and the shares you've earned, and it's your personal details for it. As I go on, these words will make sense. There's also a webinar that it's a good 15 minutes, and there's lots of visuals and they explain it really well. And then there's a flyer that also shows the share values for the quarters and also explains everything that I'm going to go over as well.
So I want to just say something. Thank you for finding that, the share value. And the share value right now jumped up dramatically, and it tends to be really high in the summer, guys. So get to executive, especially Gina and Christine, who are so close, because in the summer months, the share value tends to be high because people aren't qualified for those pools.
It went from $6 last quarter per share to $15 per share this quarter. It more than doubled. Our company is amazing. I'm so excited to share this with you guys because you're all going to want to go to executive, because we already know we have the best company, but then you find out more and it's just, you love them. So the director, 1-star, and executive pools, which I'm not going to get into, but those are more about personal growth and development. The 2-star pools and above are team-based because they want to reward team growth and they want you to develop as a leader. So to qualify for top achievers to get an invitation and hotel, invitation with the 2-star pool, you need to earn $10,000 in combination from the 2- and 3-star leadership pools and your holiday bonus pool. You have to qualify in the 2- to 3-star pools or above for a minimum of 4 months. So that's equal to a quarter. The holiday bonus pool can count as 1 month of participation in the leadership pool if you earn $2,000 or more. And the double and triple bonus earnings, which I will get into as well, in the 2- to 3-star pool also count towards that $10,000 minimum goal. So to qualify, you have to be on auto ship. You have to be paid as executive for at least 2 full commission weeks, and it has to be every single day in that week. So if you drop down to director for 5 hours, you've lost that whole week. So the other thing I really want to impress upon you is if you miss out a week in your month, you've lost out on 25% of your bonus. So you don't want to just do the bare minimum. You want to qualify all 4 weeks. 1 month a quarter, we actually get an extra week thrown in there just because Isogenics is awesome. So you got an extra week to earn extra money as well. You also have to cycle 20 or more times a week, which is what you need to do to be 2-star anyways. And then you have to grow these cycles by a minimum of 10 cycles for the month to qualify for your shares. And then you have to help your first 4 levels, your 4 PET, grow. So this is what...
Oh, look at you! Woo!
I think it's backwards. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't think in advance, but it's okay. So this is what your 4 PET looks like. So there's you, and then this is a great way to think about it. Your child, your grandchild, your great-grandchild, and your great-great-grandchild. And that's what Isogenics uses to determine your qualifications. So it's just those first 4 levels. Well, not just, but so the equation is essentially your 4 PET cycle total minus the net cycle growth is equal to your shares. So, because I'm visual, in a 4-week month, if you grew your 4 PET cycles and you had 50, and your benchmark, we're going to say is, I can't write backwards, so bear with me. The benchmark is 20, so we'll just, or the bare minimum is 20, so we'll just say that that's your benchmark is the 20.
And so Chelsea, for us, it's not backwards.
Not backwards.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So don't worry about it. You're good.
Okay, so that gives you 30 shares. So right now for April, each share is $15. So that would give you $450 bonus. Remember how I said you'd lose 25% if you missed out on a week? So just to give you a visual, if you miss out on 1 week, that earnings will drop to $337.50. So you don't want to miss out. For the first 3 months only, if you qualify and beat your benchmark by 15 to 20 cycles, they'll double what you earn. And if you beat it by 21 or more cycles, they will triple what you earn.
Okay, so say that again. That's really important. So double is...
So if you beat your benchmark by 15 to 20 cycles, then they'll double what you've earned here. And if you beat it by 21 or more, they'll triple it. So in this example, we beat it by 30 cycles, and so they would triple it. So in 1 month, our bonus check would be $1,350. So it's a lot of money that they're giving us because they're awesome. So when I finally figured this out and it clicked today, I got super excited. I was really excited to share with you guys. So what I want to challenge all of you guys to do now is go back and show your team this and encourage them all to get to executive too and show them the money they're leaving on the table. And then also the best way to learn is by teaching. So you'll learn as you teach your team this, and you're encouraging them to get their bonuses and all join us in the French Riviera. So, and if anyone needs help with this, I can help explain it because I know how now. So,
Yay!
yeah, go get all your extra money.
Oh my,
So I have to say,
oh my gosh.
I wanted to have an expert on bonuses on our team because I'm not one, to be honest. I'm getting my bonuses and everything. So you did a phenomenal job. Seriously, girl, rocking the whiteboard.
Chelsea, that was awesome. That was so awesome. I can't believe you were nervous about that.
I only had time to do one quick run through with Chris, so my mouth is like dry, but we have 2 whiteboards in the house. I have one like this one that I can move around and bring to meetings, and one that's just on my wall where I have my executive map and everything too. And
so
cheaper
good.
than buying a giant whiteboard anyway.
So how many of you have actually looked in your back office and looked at what your qualifications are or what your numbers are? Anyone?
Yeah. Well, Chelsea and I did it, and mine's blank. Mine's just straight zeros. But
But did you look at the director or 1-star ones? Your 2-star would be at this point, but
yeah, no, that was the only one that Chelsea and I were in. But the good thing is Isogenics actually does all the benchmarking, and those reports show you everything, so you don't have to do it. It's an actual, I think, Chelsea, what was it? The benchmark's a 13-week average.
Right, yes, I meant to say that. Yeah, it's a 13-week average is your benchmark. And then you have the 4 weeks, as long as you qualify, you have those 4 weeks to beat your benchmark by 10. So you don't have to beat it every week by 10. It just has to, at the end of the 4 or 5 weeks, it has to be 10 or more.
Yeah.
And it can be cumulative, right? Or it has to be 10 in 1 week?
No, in the month or in the 4 or 5 week period, depending on what month we're in.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is the beautiful thing about that extra 5 weeks. It gives you an extra 5 week to qualify, an extra week to qualify every quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I said, we want to all stay as executive, because just by missing out 1 week, you lose almost $125, which adds up really fast.
Right.
And to expand on what Stephanie was saying before, even with the Christmas pools, think about a month ago, I decided to do the math to see how much I would have earned so far in the pools if I was director, manager, director, or executive, and I was blown away by how much money I was leaving on the table. But it really does push you to rank advance. Even I'm manager now, and it's, you earn the least amount, but you're still earning more, and it just pushes you to keep going further and further. So that's why I want to challenge you guys to show your team this, because it pushed me, and I'm sure it'll push them to grow more too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Does anyone have any questions about all that?
Totally lost, but it's okay. You did a great job, but I'm totally lost, but that's okay.
It took me a week to figure it out, so don't worry. But they do good training videos and stuff that you can go that help walk you through it too.
So in your back office, Christine, in the back office, if you go to, hold on.
And whatever Lauren explained, I don't even know what Lauren explained. I'm sorry, it's not that it wasn't a good explanation. It's just that my computer died on me, so I even left the session. So I don't even know what Lauren explained.
If you go into your back office under contests and promotions.
Okay.
And if you look down to, scroll down a bit to executive leadership pools.
Okay.
And that's where the webinar is, and the and your benchmarks and everything is under that section.
Homework. Okay. Very good.
And it takes a while to get it, but just know that, as your team, obviously you're in growth right now. And as your team grows, and as your personally your PET cycles grow and everything, that's going to push you up in those pools. Does everyone understand the PET?
Mm-mm. Okay.
So it's PET is personally enrolled team. So Christine, so Pedro is your first level PET. He's your first personally enrolled. Anyone he enrolls is your second level PET. So let's say he enrolled Susie. And if Susie enrolls someone, that's your third level. That's 3 from you. And then the next person is the 4th level. Now, everyone's on our team regardless of how many levels, but those 4 PETs are where they pull from for points for these pools to calculate the points.
Yeah. So the great grandchild. Okay, I'll remember the great great grandchild.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a great visual. A really good visual. James, did you want to add anything to any of this?
Only that you did a great job, Chelsea, and you're right. We have an amazing company because most companies be happy just paying us what we get on our cycles, and to know that there's that much money just hanging around waiting for us, it's almost criminal not to be involved.
Yeah.
That's what Susan Sly basically, I mean, she said she read me the riot act when I was out of executive status there for a few months a couple of years ago. She's like, how dare you? How dare you not be a paid as executive? How dare you be leaving that money on the table? And so I think I've been a paid as executive ever since. And I definitely now am in the mindset from this whole little, where our biggest growth happens is from our developing personally enrolled leaders, is to basically go on a whole sponsoring. I'm going to go out and start doing networking events, going to meetings, etc. One thing I found out that was interesting, this is a little bit unrelated to this, that you guys have probably all heard of Jill Bauman. She's one of the fastest growing teams. She's here in Scottsdale, fitness trainer. She picked up a flyer at a yoga studio. That's how she got started with Isogenics. And I've always, like, if somebody had asked me 2 weeks ago, oh, should we do flyers? I would have said, no, that's so cheesy. Now, it's like if you and Chelsea did a great one, which it doesn't say Isogenics on it anywhere. It's a great flyer. And maybe you can share that one in our group.
Yeah, it's an editable one. So
Yeah.
I'll find the editable version and upload it for the group.
So, I'm going to my massage therapist tomorrow, and they've told me before I can leave flyers around. So I'm absolutely going to start doing that, because you just never know. You never know where that incredible rock star person is going to come from. That's something that Christine Mitchell could have, give it to every person who walks in that studio as a flyer. Maybe the gym would let him put them up. So start thinking about places where we can do that, places we do business, places you get your nails done, places you get your hair done, that kind of thing. So that was great. And Lauren, you did a great job as well. Thank you, ladies, so much. I love this whole letting the team do the training.
It was fun. Lauren and I had a good conversation too. It allowed us to collaborate as well.
That's fantastic. I love it. All right. So I wanted to ask you guys, do we want to do, I think we have enough new people now who want to build. Do we want to do some sort of, basic training again to plug new people into? Yes, Christine's
I
not.
think so.
I need the basic training.
Oh, you're probably beyond the basic training, but we did intense basic training at your house.
I know. I just still feel dumb. But anyway, we'll keep at it.
So I would love each of you to share, because this is your call. This isn't my call. This is for you guys. What is the most valuable thing for us to be spending time on this weekly call? Because I want to grow it. I want more people on here for sure. I think it would be a good thing. And then information that you can disseminate to your teams, just like Chelsea suggested. So I'm making a list, and I'd like everyone to come up with at least one thing.
I personally, I think what we did actually a week or two ago, Stephanie, if I remember correctly, was, having that easy conversation about, would you like to take a look at something that could really change your life? Just having those conversations, I believe, are powerful, and they need to be in an authentic place. That one SoundCloud that you posted, I believe it was from Lynn, was very powerful. And I sent it to a whole bunch of people on a first level. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay, so training on how to get people to take a look? Is that what you... Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's one of the 8 skills, okay?
And to piggyback onto that, I like the role playing, and to get people more. Sorry, Caden's babbling away. To get people more comfortable with it, just to practice on like what we do at events and stuff too, where they have us just practice with the person next to us quick. I know it helped me. You feel silly doing it, presenting it to people who already know, but you have to learn. So I like the role play.
Okay. I love role plays.
Stephanie, this is Penny, and I would be really interested in knowing, like, when you had those 2 weeks with Christine in Puerto Rico, besides all the amazing beach trips and margaritas and such, what was that training? What did it consist of? Like, if you were going to do a 2-week, like, cram session of training on getting someone started in how to start as people, what would that consist of?
Well, thank you. That's a great question, and that's a very easy question to answer. Christine, where did we go? Where did we train from?
The TV and the computer.
Isogenicsbusiness.com.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly.
But what order did you go in, and how did you do it? Did you just start from the top and you didn't skip anything and you just went,
Well, we didn't watch every single video because that was, there were hours and hours and hours and hours of videos. But we started with the history of Isogenics. You guys learned how to share your story or how to write your story. We worked on the story a lot, how to explain you +2, them +2. So we went through it in pretty much the order almost that it's there. We did skip around a little bit because there were some videos these guys had seen before. So yeah, but we really, really utilized that. And I think that's something that we can certainly do is do a training like that. But it would take, it's probably, to go through that properly, it's got to be 20 hours of work, right? To go through the whole, with all the videos and all the practices. It's probably close to 20 hours. So you can be selective. So for example, under 90-day game plan, there are so many videos. There's game plan 1 and then game plan 2. So you don't have to maybe watch all of them, and you're probably familiar with a lot of them. So you can direct someone to the one you think they would resonate with better. Is it going to be Lynn Hagedorn? Is it going to be Susan Sly?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I also think that what you had mentioned, the sharing your story and learning and to do it compliantly is important as well. Because I even sometimes stumble and forget to share my story, and those are the most powerful parts. So.
No.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Lauren?
Well, I was pre-plugging in and, Stephanie, you and I chatted, and just re-plugging into some of the videos and re-watching some from Celebration and some from NYKO and some from the past is the Kyle video is really good. The one Chelsea's in, actually.
Mm-hmm. We watched that one.
Right, which is, just, kind of the hands up, right? Be the detective, know when you hear it. Or I know I sat down today, I pulled it back out to really refocus and make my why more clear.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, like with the why, the how, and the what. The why is what's important,
mm-hmm.
right? Is really, really making that laser sharp and really coming back to that. And the 90-day game plan. Like the 90-day game plan, the 90 days is over. Like, so now I want to do another one because the 90-day game plan's finished, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do another one. Personally, but I wonder if that's something, because even like the video that I was watching, the Peta Keller one, and what's her name from Hoboken? Oh, Oh, her name's escaping me. She's like a 17-star.
Lisa?
CG is
She's the one that was the counselor, isn't she?
Yes, it's Romanello or CG.
Oh, Alexis Romano?
Alexis, yeah. So I was watching them today and just kind of regrounding and refocusing back to things we did at NYKO to reground, because I think I started to drift and, you know, the stuff that I'm going through, so I wasn't focused, right? So coming back to those basics and just back to the 90-day, back to the stuff that matters, back to why, back to what I'm doing it for, and maybe, but all of those, Peter Kelly and all them have a team. They do a 90-day for the team as well, not just personally, but a team 90-day. So I was just thinking when you said like the blitz and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, maybe we could do a team one where we can, you know, get some stuff going. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I need the structure for me personally. I'm going to redo my 90-day regardless, but, you know, I just throw it out.
Great. And that's something that James and I talked about, because I ran the last team one and it was very intense and go. And James and I had discussed, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but maybe that's something you can give some thought to, James, if you'd be open to running one. That would be separate from this Tuesday team call. We had our platinum group, if you guys remember, those of us who were with us back then. And we had our, you know, separate chat and everything. So if that's something, James, that you're willing to spearhead.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
We can talk about it. Okay, we will. All right, Jackie, we didn't hear from you, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, I'm back. Getting back to what I like that basic, I just need it all. I just take in everything that you guys are telling me, and I'm just trying to absorb it all. And so this is, I listen in and try to take in as much as I can. So much of it I'm confused about. Everything that Chelsea said went right over my head and under, because I don't get it. She got it, and I'm listening going, I didn't get it.
That's totally okay.
Okay.
You have permission to not get it, and don't feel like that's where you should spend your focus right now, is to get that.
Okay.
So anyway, all right. Well, you know what? I think as I'm looking at this, I really think that the 8 key skills should be, would be a really great place for us to focus. I would love for you guys to get your teams plugged in, because they need to know this stuff. And this one has, the way the order is look at information. For me, the number one skill is to learn to share our story, because if we don't share our story, I don't know how anybody's even going to want to look at information. So let's start next week with drilling down on sharing how to share our story. We'll role play it. We'll all come prepared to do that. And I think Pedro's ready. He had his nailed down. Maybe he can kick it off if he's around next week, Christine. But
Okay.
Get your people plugged into this, the new people who need this, because 9 times out of 10 new people overtalk, tell too much, say too much, and learning how to just be concise and share their story in a compelling way is really what it's all about. And I would love to ask who is willing to kind of lead that training. James, are you available next week?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am.
Okay. And I would really encourage you guys to identify a couple of key people on your team who you think are ready to do this, to take on this training and to learn how to share their story. Then we're going to learn and role play how to get people to look at information, how to get them to agree, and then how to present the information, how to handle objections, which will include 3-way calls, how to enroll an associate, how to launch an associate, and then developing those leadership levels.
Steph?
Yes.
Just to clarify, so, because I I've been trying to get my team to come to the meetings, and some of them have valid reasons why they can't, some don't. And so I'm hoping, can I tell them that I want them to share their story next week? Like, kind of like that challenge I came up with a couple months ago. Can I tell them, I want you to share your story, I want you to come to the training, but so that they can share their story and we can work on it that way, and it's just a way to get them.
However you want to get them there. It's great.
Okay.
This is what we're going to be working on. We're going to be really polishing our stories and learning. And it's not just about our story. And that was one thing. How many of you got to watch that Kathy Cougar video I posted, the video of the week?
Yeah.
Christine, we watched. That was one of the ones. Jackie, have you seen that? Gina and Penny, if you haven't seen that, that is a really important story for us to know. It's the isogenic story. So we need to know our story, and as we learn each other's stories, we might be telling those stories. You know,
Yeah. It's a great video.
it's a great video. I love it, and I haven't seen it in ages. So, yeah. Let's see. We have 3, 6, 9 people on here. Let's shoot for 20 next week, guys. Who's up for the challenge to bring two new people to the call?
I'm going to try my hardest.
We'll
I
try.
have my list.
Yeah,
I will.
Jerry would really benefit from these, I think, Christine.
Who?
Jerry, I think would really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone, please have this in as a recurring event, so you have the link handy and you can pop it off to your team as needed. But just, call them, tell them how nice it is to connect, that we get to see each other's faces, and it's a bonding time for us, and all of that. Also, does anyone still need celebration tickets? They're becoming available in Isogenics events, and some of our team members do have tickets, I think, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Never stop inviting, because when did you agree to come to New Year's kickoff, Christine? The week before, I think.
Exactly.
I wore you down the week before.
Uh-huh.
So don't let the fact that it's sold out and hotels are sold out stop you, because I have lots of rooms booked for new team members, and we have some tickets that we can definitely access for new team members. So.
Yeah. I have one extra right now, so I'm trying.
You're still going to bring someone into the team that's going to need that one.
Right, Sherry's really trying. She's really trying. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, we have that tomorrow.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
I'm so excited about all that's happening and where we're going. And I have a feeling, honestly, it's just my feeling. Next week, 2 new executives. I feel it. It's coming.
Mhm.
All right, let's do it.
Cool.
Sprinkle magic dust on you guys.
I'm sending high fives.
Woohoo! High fives. All right. Love you guys. Good night. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for the explanation.
Thank you to our master
Thanks,
trainers,
Steph.
Lauren and Chelsea. Thank you, ladies.
Yes.
Thanks, Lauren and Chelsea.
Lauren, you did great.
So did you, Chels.
Yeah.
Cover the basics.
Yeah.